Hey YouTube, this is Matt back with LRO Machining. I got a little shop update for you. I know I haven't done one in probably 6 months. The last time I made a video, it was on flood coolant for the mill. Well, the mill is a little down for right now. We had some spindle problems come in and had to replace the spindle bearings. So that was a little fun process. I just got the spindle rebuilt. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about how to redo a spindle, so I'm not gonna, go in depth about how to, pull a spindle out of Bridgeport, put new bearings on it. If you're wondering, the spindle that was in the Bridgeport, seeing how this is a Boss, it has the built-in motor drive with ball screw. The spindle looks nothing different than a regular Bridgeport spindle. So you have a 30 taper on the end, and it might just be just a hair longer. As far as doing the repair, it's real easy to do. It probably takes 30 minutes. As long as you have the parts and a good press, then you should be good to go. All right, so it's a shop update. I haven't done one in a while, but we've got a few new toys, and the shop is actually turning into a shop. So my first one that I got is I got this Inco 8x42 lathe. Sorry for the mess. I have been using it quite a bit. This is a gearhead lathe with semi quick change tooling. It doesn't have a cam lock like I like to have. If I keep it long enough, that will be coming soon. It does have the tailstock with the lever stop, so that's nice. And it's small enough to get in with a engine hoist, so that's how I got it in here. All right, so I got this from work. These two guys. I got this Ballistic Cabinet. So this is gonna hold mainly lathe tooling and a few hand tools here and there. But I scored this guy at work for like almost nothing. So that's a nice addition. Also got this heat treat furnace. It is a Vulcan A550. And I believe, yeah, it goes up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty dang hot. The one reason I did want this guy right here, one, I've always wanted one, and they run about $600, $700, $800 depending on which model you get. And this one runs off of 110, so that's super sweet. But they had it at work and didn't really use it very much, if at all. I don't see any markings of having used. So that's awesome. So I got it for like about $150. They go for about $600 on eBay. So that's the score for me. The next guys I got these two other Ballistic cabinets right here. This one I know is a Lista. This one might be a Stanley. I'm not sure. The badging's gone. But I had a toolbox here. I had a cobalt roller cabinet, and it was too big for the stuff that I needed. I needed things to put in mills and drills and taps and like small electrical components. Like that makes it so much easier to carry all the things that you need in a shop in just one spot. So I've got all my drawers laid out for, like, this is electrical, so on and so forth. I got lifting equipment and plumbing and brass fittings and all kind of things. I still do have this toolbox. Probably won't get rid of this because it's just some generalized box. It's got screwdrivers, this is my screwdriver drawer. There's machinery handbook, drills, That's a impact screwdriver. I've got parallel set for the mill, you know, reference handbook, mechanical reference handbooks, got 2 copies of those. It's just slam full, just tools, all good stuff. That probably won't go away anytime soon. Next, I got this little rack right here. Not sure if I'm gonna keep it or not because it's kind of in the way. But I moved my tool rack that used to live over here. So I now have, this is basically a service book for my machine. So I've got documentation on how to run the controller. So that's still work in progress. That's gonna be great for whoever is gonna buy the machine later in the future, because it'll probably be sold. Not anytime soon, but eventually it'll get sold. Next up, I got this. You've all seen my 60-gallon vertical that I got right here. Well, I also got another one. So this one is a Cobalt 60-gallon with their 2-stage pump. Kudos for Dad. He actually gave this to me for free. And I haven't wired it up yet. Basically because I don't need the extra air, but I will in the future, so thanks, Dad. That's awesome. All right, next up over here, this is one of my latest toys I got. This is a Starrett Granite Plate. I forgot the dimensions on it. I believe it's 2 foot by 3 foot. It's about 6 inches thick. It is a Starrett. The calibration's like real wore out, but I'm pretty sure it was a grade when they had it at work. So I scored this at work for about $100 with the stand, and so that's awesome. So permanently, this guy's gonna live on it. I don't have power on it yet, but he does work. We got him working. Probe works. Also have, this is a no-name brand. I do have a Michitoyo that I bought. This one does 0 to 24. And this guy, so I'm not sure what this is. It's some gauge they had at work. I got it in an auction. It was a reference for something. Not sure if anybody works in Michelin, they know. Hey, let me know, because I don't know what it is. I just know it's brass. All right, so on top of that, I also got this little guy right here. So this is a Shear. So I got this in work. Forget the name on it. I'll post it right here. Scored this thing for 20 bucks. That's awesome. Hell of a deal. Also got my vertical rack just for temporary storage. And last but not least, I got a service grinder. So this is a Hammond 6x18. It did not look like this when I bought it. It looked like this. And then when I got it home, I stripped it down and it looked like this, and then this, and now we're here. So this guy pretty much got an entire rebuild. The paint got completely stripped down, all the way down to bare metal, as close as I can get it. Got repainted, re-oiled. It got rewired for 3-phase, if you want to call it that. I have it on a static converter. So behind over here, can't really see it, but back down in there, I have a static phase converter. So that phase converter runs the lathe and also runs the surface grinder. Both are 3-phase units. The model of the phase converter that I got is, I'll plant it here. It is good up to about 5 horsepower. This, I think, is a 3 horsepower. So all we gotta do, come over here, make sure you turn on main. If you want to turn the lathe on, you can turn the lathe on. Surface grinder, phase converter, turn those on. And then you want to run the lathe, turn the start button, and you can jog it. So that runs. It's a little loud, but I mean, it's a gearhead. And then if you also want to run the surface grinder at the same time, you just hit the button, and this guy's super quiet. Most surface grinders are. This one's a little louder than some I've used before, but it fires up amazing. So it's got a vernier scale right here. It's in tenths of an inch, and it is actually pretty accurate. It did not come with this chuck, so it's 1, 2, 3 blocks in my little V blocks I made in college. So it did not come with this chuck. This is a Walker ceramics, or whatever you want to call it. This is a 6x18. I had to purchase this extra. So with everything that involves paint, electrical, the machine, and just labor, you know, labor's free. Got about $1,000 in this guy. So the only thing I'm lacking is the hold down clamps. I can't seem to find any because it's got a center. Can't seem to find any clamps, so I'm either gonna have to score some on eBay or just make some. Probably gonna make some, but you know, this is I believe it is a lead screw machine, so it's super smooth. And this, your X-axis, I believe is a rack and pinion. So a lot of ball screw machines or cable machines, they're so smooth that you can't just put it in place. You actually have to lock it. This table doesn't have a lock on it. It has stops. You can put a stop in it on either side, and so you don't over travel. But this machine, it's rigid enough to where you can put it in a place and then it doesn't want to move. So you can grind away with this, or you can plunge and it doesn't want to move. So some people like it, some people don't. I tend to like it because you throw it and it doesn't want to just fling off the end and have to hit a stop and, you know, potentially tear something up. So other than that, storage. This one guy over here, I could not figure out what I wanted to do with this guy. But this is a Ballistic tool cart. I got it from work. I got a bunch of tooling for next to nothing, and it just immediately went on eBay. So of what I have left, this is the Cat 50 tool holders that I have left. I have a bunch of HSK 63s. I sold all those. I believe this is going to be a welding cart. So I have somewhere for the Everlast and my Dayton MIG over there to go. So I believe I'm going to turn this into a pretty heavy duty welding cart. So on the side, drop it down, put my bottles on it for argon. I believe it'll fit both of them side by side, and build up some racks on top, keep all my TIG stuff in it, and it'll be good to go. So that's my shop update. It's still a mess in here. It's a work in progress, but we've got jobs coming in. If you want a quote, you can hit me up on Elroy Machining on eBay. I have a listing for CNC work. Depending on how my main job is going, I am a machinist outside of this as my hobby shop. May or may not get back to you in a relative amount of time, but if you need a quote, quotes are free. And if I can't do it, I'll try to recommend you to a place that can. If I can do it, it'll be reasonable. So anyway, y'all have a good one.